I'm Bristol.
And I'm Daisy.
Welcome to Tar Heel Trails News.
Can you believe we're finally here?
What do you mean?
Broadcasting Club. The pandemic has taken so much from us this year, but with our return to mostly all in school and now Broadcasting Club, it feels like things are getting a little closer to normal. Don't you think so?
Yes, except with these masks and staying 3 feet away from everyone.
True.
Let's check in with Bailey and Mackenzie to see what they're up to.
Good morning. This Friday is a Spirit Day. It's Decade Day.
What does that even mean?
Well, you should dress based on your favorite decade.
I'm still not sure what that means.
In the 70s, people may have worn bell-bottoms, tie-dye shirts, army jackets, or pullover suits. In the 80s, they may have worn parachute pants, acid-wash jeans, leg warmers, and lots of denim. This was the decade of big hair, too.
Oh, so in the 90s might be band t-shirt, flannel shirts, ripped jeans, and scrunchies or crimped hair?
Now you got it.
I can't wait to see what everyone's favorite decade is this Friday.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Ryan with this week's weather.
The weather this week will be cooler than last week with highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s.
Did you know that last week's warm weather was above average for April in Ohio? This week's cooler weather is more typical for the month of April.
That's interesting. Well, you want to make sure to wear a jacket, especially for morning drop-off.
I'm Carter. I'm his brother Carson. We sat down with Mrs. Demosthenes to talk about this week's ELA testing. Check it out.
Hi, Tar Heel Trail students. This is Mrs. D, your school counselor, and I just wanted to talk to you real quick and remind you about some helpful tips and tricks to help reduce any test anxiety. Some people might experience anxiety when testing, other students might, and that's okay. But I think it's always helpful to just kind of revisit some tools and tricks that you could use if you do feel anxiety, whether it's the night before the test, before you're walking into that classroom, or as you're taking the test. So I'm going to run through a few tips and kind of explain those briefly, and then the Call brothers are going to come back and give some examples to you all, okay? So the first tip is positive self-talk. I know that you all have probably talked about this in Second Step and in your classrooms. Sometimes we can get some negative thoughts that get into our mind. And one way that we can challenge that is by having kind of a piggy bank of positive self-talk affirmations that we can speak into ourselves. So if you're feeling like, oh man, this test is just too hard, you can say to yourself, I am capable. Okay, so positive self-talk. Another tip and trick is visualization. So that's simply just closing your eyes and envisioning you doing well on the test. Okay, so getting that question right, going through question by question, one at a time, okay? So just visualizing in your mind, almost like a movie, of you doing well on the test. Another tip and trick is muscle relaxation. So this is another calming technique. So that means you would sit or stand in a comfortable position, and if you could do this during the test even, if you need to pause and take a minute if you're feeling overwhelmed. Have your bottom sit still on the seat, your feet planted on the ground, and muscle relaxation is focusing on tensing and untensing our muscles. So you would work from your toes all the way up to your head. And so just kind of focusing on our body and tensing and untensing our muscles can help us feel relaxed and kind of be in more control. Because sometimes when we have anxiety, we feel a lot in our body, so that can help us feel calm again. Another tip and trick is deep breathing. So you all are champs at deep breathing. I know you probably do this all the time. And the boys are going to show you an example, too, of how we can incorporate deep breathing. But again, sometimes when we're anxious, we feel it a lot in our body. And so taking some of that control back and taking some deep breaths instead of letting the anxiety quicken our breath, which makes us feel even more anxious, okay? So taking those deep, slow breaths. And then lastly, I thought this was kind of a good tip. It's get silly. So whether it's before the test or during the test, if you have some anxiousness in your body and in your mind, sometimes it's helpful to just think about something silly that'll kind of make you giggle or feel happy. So if it's your favorite funny clip from a movie or a joke that your brother told you the other day, or, I don't know, imagining everybody walking into school with their shirts on backwards. Whatever it is that might help you feel less anxious. So those are 5 tips. that you can kind of use to help you work through any test anxiety that you might have, reduce some of that anxiety, okay?
I'm Carter, and I'm going to talk to you guys about positive affirmations. Those are kind of like self-talk, a good self-talk, like, today is a good day. I can do hard things. I am capable. Even when I struggle, I will keep going. I try my best. My best is enough. I work hard. I believe in myself. I never give up. I can try again. I am a good sport. I am enough. I am smart. I am brave. I am proud of myself. And I am a valuable and irreplaceable part of Team Targhee Trails. My brother's going to talk to you about some deep breathing skills you can use. Take it away.
I'm going to teach you about how to do deep breathing skills and how to calm down. So this is called 5 down. So the first part is first take a slow belly breathe. So after that, you list 5 things you can see. I can see a poster, some crayons, flowers, a whiteboard, and some chairs. There's 4 things. The next part is list 4 things you can feel. Well, I could feel a wall. I'm holding this pencil, a chair, and some papers. So after that, you could list 3 things that you can hear. I can hear some chit-chatting in the hall. I can hear some cars outside and some footsteps. So after that, you do list 2 things you can smell. I can smell sanitizer and flowers. One of the last parts is list something you like to taste. I like to taste a chocolate chip cookie. After that, you finish it off by taking 3 more belly breaths. Get some sleep, at least 8 hours. Get a good breakfast.
Good luck on the test.
Thanks, guys. That's all we have time for today.
Before we go, remember the T in team means treat others kindly.
Bye!